The BRAVE strategy for setting healthy boundaries. Without guilt or shame, you've spent years letting other people's priorities run your life under the disguise of being nice. But here's the truth. Niceness without boundaries is self-abandonment. Today, we're done with that. You're about to learn the BRAVE strategy, a 5-step boundary setting protocol that commands respect without you feeling even a flicker of guilt or shame. By the end of this video, you'll have the exact tools to stand your ground, protect your energy, and finally breathe again. The curiosity gap. What if I told you that setting boundaries doesn't have to end in confrontation, conflict, or a shame spiral? There's a blueprint, simple, repeatable, and neurologically aligned with how your brain processes safety. It's called the Brave Method, and it flips the script on people pleasing by giving you language, structure, and emotional protection. Stick around, because once you learn this, you'll never go back to over-explaining, over-giving, or over-functioning again. The psychology of boundary guilt. We're living in a burnout epidemic. Everyone is stretched thin, and yet we're still conditioned to believe that saying no is a betrayal of others. Here's the neuroscience. Your brain is wired to maintain social harmony. When you disrupt a familiar pattern, like always saying yes, your nervous system triggers a false alarm. That alarm feels like guilt, shame, or fear of disappointing someone. That guilt isn't truth. It's just your brain reacting to a new behavior. The Brave framework works because it gives your nervous system structure, something predictable to anchor to, so you can set limits without spiraling into self-doubt. B and R, belief plus reality check. B, belief. Start by auditing the internal story that says, my needs are less important. If I say no, they'll be upset. I'm responsible for everyone's feelings. These beliefs aren't facts. They're inherited scripts, family conditioning, trauma responses, or survival strategies. Your first task is to challenge them. Ask, is this belief protecting me, or is it imprisoning me? Our reality check. Now look at the objective facts. What is your actual capacity? What is being asked of you? What is the cost of saying yes? What is the cost of saying no? This step creates a mental filter that separates legitimate responsibilities from other people's emotional projections. Once you see the reality clearly, the guilt loses its power. A and V, assert with vulnerability. A, assert. This is where you use direct, clean language. No apologies, no defensive explanations, no softening your truth to make someone else comfortable. Examples. I'm not available for that. That doesn't work for me. I can't take this on. Short, clear, neutral. V. Vulnerability. This is not over-explaining. This is not negotiating. This is simply sharing your why in a grounded human way. Examples. I'm focusing on my health right now. I'm protecting my time so I don't burn out. I'm working on being more intentional with my commitments. This creates connection without sacrificing your boundary. Scripting technique. When someone pushes back and they will use this script, I hear that this is disappointing. My boundary stays the same, repeated as many times as needed. This keeps you grounded and prevents you from collapsing into old patterns. E, enforce plus evolve enforce. A boundary without a consequence is a suggestion. Decide ahead of time what you'll do if the limit is ignored. Examples. If they continue to yell, you end the conversation. If they keep asking for favors, you stop responding immediately. If they violate your time, you stop rearranging your schedule. You don't threaten, you act. Evolve boundaries aren't static. As relationships shift, your limits may need to tighten or loosen. Check in with yourself regularly. Is this boundary still serving me? The guilt hangover ritual. After enforcing a boundary, your nervous system may freak out. Create a ritual. Deep breathing, a grounding walk, journaling, a warm drink. A supportive message to yourself. This helps your brain learn, I can set boundaries and still be safe. living the BRAVE lifestyle. Eventually, you shift from reactive boundaries, only setting them when you're overwhelmed, to proactive boundaries where your limits are clear up front. You'll notice your energy stabilizes, your relationships become healthier. You stop attracting people who feed on your compliance. You start attracting people who respect your autonomy. And here's your challenge. For the next 30 days, choose one difficult relationship and apply the BRAVE method consistently. Watch how quickly the dynamic transforms when you stop abandoning yourself, because boundaries aren't walls, they're doors. And you get to decide who comes in, how long they stay, and how they treat you once they're there.